What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans offense has all the potential to be one of the best units in the NFL this season. At its center, franchise quarterback CJ Stroud now entering year 2 of his young NFL career. And he is surrounded by guys like Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, veterans like Laremy Tunsil, Shaq Mason, newly added running back Joe Mixon. You got your offensive coordinator back for one more year, Bobby Slowick. You got your quarterback coach back, Gerard Johnson. He will be your OC next year. If you are not in my Discord, man, what are you doing? Let me know if you want to be added in the comments down below, and I will personally respond with the link. I am going to give you my projected 11 starters for this Houston Texans offense. Welcome, everyone, to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calavillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and this episode was brought to you by my friends at Underdog Fantasy. Download the app, use my promo code 713HOU for a welcome bonus deposit up to $100. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Now, ladies and gentlemen, year 1 was fun. 10 wins, a division title, a home playoff win. The Houston Texans shocked the world. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, finalist for Coach of the Year. It is now year 2, and now the expectations are here. And I am expecting this Houston Texans offense to be a top 5 unit in the NFL. When you have a young franchise quarterback like CJ Stroud, your window of opportunity should always be open. What he did in year 1, Offensive Rookie of the Year, led the NFL in yards per game. I am expecting a huge step forward in year 2, to be honest with you. I want to see CJ Stroud competing for the MVP, once again being conversations as one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the NFL. Look, this is his team. This is his city. We are all behind CJ Stroud, and he is doing the right things. We invested around him. The coaching staff returning was huge for him. I am expecting a huge year 2 for CJ Stroud. He is your starting quarterback for the next 10, 15 years. Next to him, Joe Mixon. Now, to me, Joe Mixon is the final piece to unlock this Houston Texans offense. I'm going to bring this up every time I mention Joe Mixon. The Houston Texans only had 3 100 rushing yard performances all year. And they were from Devin Singletary, not Dameon Pierce. Joe Mixon, coming off of a 1,000-yard season, is going to change this Houston Texans offense. And he is also a threat of catching the ball. Joe Mixon at 6'1", he is a problem. NFL defenses are going to have to game plan for him. And this is the exact type of running back that the Houston Texans needed. And I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction. Joe Mixon will have a Pro Bowl season in year 1 with the Houston Texans. I am that high on this trade. I am that high on the contract extension you gave him. Welcome Joe Mixon to Houston. Switching to the offensive line, you need these guys to stay healthy. There were some great games by this O-line. A 0-sack performance at Jacksonville. A 0-sack performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers with TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. Man, this offensive line didn't play one game together. Laremy Tunsil missed the first 4 games, as did Titus Howard. He ended up losing Titus Howard for the rest of the season. Kenyon Green, you lost him towards the end of training camp. Juice Scruggs, you didn't see him the first 8 games. Jared Patterson, who started for you, he ended up having, an injury-riddled year 1. Shaq Mason was your only consistent piece on the offensive line. Now, I think the offensive line is set. But this is where me and you guys have a conflict. Because I think at left tackle, it's Laremy Tunsil. No question they're a Pro Bowler. At left guard, though, I am not giving up on Kenyon Green. Now, with that being said, there should be a competition between him and Jared Patterson at the left guard spot. But I think Kenyon Green should be penciled in as your day one starter. It is his job to lose, a former first round pick. If he loses and is on the depth chart as a backup, you're going to have to throw the word bust on Kenyon Green. But I think he should be penciled in as your day one starter. Center is Juice Scruggs. This is what you traded for him last year. You finally saw him after the first 8-9 weeks of the season and played well for you at the center position. Shaq Mason entering his second year with the Houston Texans was solid for you in year one. Your only consistent piece all year. And then Titus Howard at right tackle. Now, a lot of you guys feel some type of way about Titus Howard, but I believe when he is there at right tackle, he's one of the best in the NFL. That's why he got that huge contract extension last year. Once again, man, this offensive line just needs to be healthy. Your tight end is Dalton Schultz, and I am expecting a better year too. He is familiar with C.J. Stroud. One of the reasons why Dalton Schultz was brought back is because C.J. Stroud likes him so much. I am expecting a 600 to 700 yard season for Dalton Schultz, 8+ touchdowns. Try to get into the Pro Bowl conversation this year, Dalton. Your wide receiving core. Now, this is what excites everyone. Your top two guys. At different points of the season, they were considered the number one wide receiver for the Houston Texans. Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Nico, so close to 1,300 yards. Tank Dell, before going out, was on pace for 1,000 yards, was on pace for double-digit touchdowns. The sky's the limit for these two wide receivers, and I think they could both have 1,200 each. 8+ touchdowns each. I think this offense is going to get better as it continues to grow, as it continues to have a growing C.J. Stroud. Because he just elevates the talent all around him, man. With Nico Collins, it's contract year. What are we going to do? Are we going to make him a highly paid wide receiver in the NFL? We are going to find out this year. I think you do need a number 3 wide receiver, right? Right now, it's either between Xavier Hutchinson or John Mechie. Who knows what the hell is going to happen with Robert Woods, right? You cut him, you save around $4 million. But I think a wide receiver 3 is what needs to be brought in. Overall, man, this Houston Texan offense should have everyone's attention next year because it will be one of the best units, and it will be one of the reasons why we are competing deep in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this Houston Texan offense. And for more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Come back and follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a blessed day.